oceans are changing constantly. And in order to document these shifts in BC's marine diversity, researchers don't always have to travel far. Veronica Cooper tells us more on This Week in History.
My job is to study the biodiversity of the coast, especially of animals without backbones, so invertebrates. And sometimes you don't have to go very far from home to do those studies. So I like to come and study what's called fouling communities at areas where there's man-made structures. Fouling communities are made up of animals that would grow on any sort of artificial structures, such as like boat hulls or, the pilings that you're seeing here. There's the feather duster worms. These are tubes that worms live in. This is a chitin. It's related to a snail. It has a big fleshy foot that it moves around on. It's got these 8 hard plates on the outside. It's usually a good spot to look for non-native species coming into the coast on a vessel hull or something like that. And then they arrive to this new area, and if they can survive, if they can reproduce and succeed and all that, they become parts of the community. So that's my job, to look for new animals coming in and to see what kind of effects they would have on local communities. These can have negative effects on local ecosystems, and so much so that it can be even devastating, for example, for the economics of our country. This is one of these invasive tunicates. It's called Inaturalist schlosseri, the golden star tunicate. All the little shapes on it make almost like star or flower patterns. As you can see, it overgrows other animals.
Tunicates are essentially filter-feeding animals that pump or squirt water through their body.
And they have really negative effects on the aquaculture industry. They've cost millions of dollars on the East Coast by increasing handling times, having lost stocks, all sorts of aspects like that. This is Inaturalist violaceus, the violet tunicate. As you can see, it overgrows other animals. They don't seem to be having the same sort of devastating effects, but they've now spread all across our province. They were first detected kind of in the Strait of Georgia or the Salish Sea in the early 2000s. But at the museum, I went through the collection and I found something from 1995 here at Fisherman's Wharf that shows that this might have been one of the earlier timelines of when these species came to the coast. So these are feather dusters, and you can even and even this barnacle has a little colony of tunicates on it.
You can help Heidi with her research thanks to Inaturalist.
You can just take photos with your own phone, you post it on the app, and then it can give suggestions of ID, that sort of thing. And researchers do look at it to look for distribution of animals. Another thing is, if you own a vessel, whenever you take it out of one water, make sure it's clean, dry, drained before you put it into a new water body.
Each of us doing our part to keep our waters safe for all.
This Week in History, brought to you by the Royal BC Museum, bringing British Columbia's stories together.